Hello, this video is going to be about Bogotas. As you can see, I like Bogotas and I like rakes. And there's something I learned about the Bogota that I should have known for a while, and that is this is the weak junction of a Bogota. And if you're doing a lot of levering, like I was doing when I did this one, I had a pretty big, massive lock. I was wiggling it around in my hand, and I managed to bend this. Now, maybe it'll straighten back up. I haven't tried that yet, but as you can see, it's going to break right there. So, I've retired this one. I'm just sitting there leaving it as an example for me of what not to do. There are a lot of different variations of Bogotas. They all have the same standard, like 3 peak, but you have different thicknesses. Like this one here from Sparrows is pretty wide on the tines. This one is from the Dangerfield Serenity kit, and it is one of the smallest ones I've got. Although I've abused it like the Mad Bob's, and it didn't bend. The Mad Bob's was slightly thicker. Again, it's no diss against Mad Bob's or anything, or their steel. It's more of I was being an idiot, and you get what you pay for. The variations of the Bogota are the Worm by Sparrows. It's a little bit more gradual, rounded slopes, tends to get into smaller keyways. I have another Worm right here, and this one is from the Sparrows Tuxedo Royale. It's a 15 thousandths Bogota. Now, if you think bending a regular 23 thousandths Bogota is easy, try it on a 15 thousandths. You got to be pretty delicate with those things and know what you're doing. Also, these are excellent little kits right here. It's the Bogota and the hook. I got these from Mad Bob. They're the stainless steel ones. They're only like about $5. Excellent. That is very compact, and as long as you get to your leverage is a little bit smaller on those, but as long as you are doing it properly, you won't have any problems using it. I did a marathon with one, and you might get a little fatigue in your hands from using those small ones, or right here is where I was levering. You can get a little callus there. A variation of the Bogota is the 2-peak. Usually if a triple peak will get it, a 2-peak will get it, especially if you're raking. Now if you're rocking up and down, the 3-peak might have the advantage of engaging those pins just right. But the raking method is just going up and down on the, and this is a twin peak, so it may not open as fast. It should open. I love this lock in that if you know what you're doing with tension and everything, it's usually pretty easy to open. Now make a liar out of me. I'll have to show you with a regular Bogota how easy they are. And let me use the newest South Ord one that I got in. My original pick set was from South Ord, and I haven't ordered anything from them for decades. I finally ordered this, and I must say I really like the slimline. This is the slimline pick handle, metal handle, everything. I got some of these rubber inserts for them, but I don't know if I'm going to use that on it, because my hand's in the way and I'm blocking everything. Sorry about that. Now this thing's going to be belligerent because it knows it's on camera. There we go. Believe me, it's not that difficult to open. It's a lot easier than this. I can open up in a couple of seconds when I know what I'm doing. Anyways, the main thing I wanted to discuss was the thickness of these. If you're new to Bogotas and everything, I would recommend something like the Sparrow's Reflection Bogota. It's a little bit thicker. Even the octopus, although it's getting away from the original peaks of a Bogota, it's still there. It's just stretched out a little bit more and rounded off instead of the peaks. This is the Warlock from Sparrows. It's mostly used on wafer locks, but it'll also work on pin tumblers. It doesn't quite have that third peak. It kind of sloped it out. And then you have the Peterson's Wonder Wave sets. I found that number C7 tends to emulate the regular Bogota the most. And you have the advantage of, I thought the C7 was more peaked than that. The C7 is actually the slightly rounded one, and the C5 is more of the Bogota shape. Both of these, all those really work well. This came in the Sparrows, in the Mad Bob's hook and rake set. It's one of the extra ones that's added in there that's different from the other sets, and it seems to be equivalent to, the slopes are slightly different. I'll have to find which one it matches up to. I think it's a C7. Yes, there we go. And who is this guy? C5. It might be the C7 that it matches up with. Yes, there's the C7. And they're pretty much identical. Pretty close. Anyways, have fun with Bogotas. The main thing that you want to watch out for is that when you're all right with raking like this, but when you start doing this up and down motion like I do, it will open up a lot of locks that way. Sometimes you just stick it in, you lever it up, and bam, the thing opens. Sometimes you have to move it back and forth. But again, just be careful that you don't mess up this particular one area of it. And if you're like me, you either learn how to make Bogotas on your own, or you have a bunch of them in case you mess them up, because you don't want to be without a Bogota. This little tension tool came with a Chinese pick gun that I got. It's music wire, and I've never had a music wire tension tool, and I really like them. They're substantial and sturdy. Anyways, thank you for watching, and I hope if you really want to know about Bogotas, I recommend watching Wizwazzle or a Carpiche video on Bogotas. 8 years ago, Wizwazzle knew exactly what not to do on this, and if I would have watched his video, I probably would still have a functioning Mad Bob's Bogota. As it is, I think I'm just going to leave this one as an example for myself of what not to do. Alright, I better end this video before it takes 200 years to upload it. Again, thank you for watching, and everybody have a good day.